Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Vimal Gupta. I am working as a consultant diabetologist in Fortis CDoc Nehru Place and Fortis Basant Kunj. So today the topic is latest update in hypertension. So as per WHO, nearly 63% of total deaths in India are due to non-communicable disease, of which 27% are attributed to CVD, that is cardiovascular disease, which affect 45% people in the 40 to 69 age group. This raised blood pressure is among the most important risk factor for CVDs. Moreover, it remained poorly controlled due to low awareness about hypertension, lack of appropriate care through primary care, and poor follow-up. So let's look the data behind this. In India, the prevalence has gone up over 30 to 38% in men and 32% in women, from 29% and 28% respectively. According to WHO, despite that, nearly half of the people, or 51% of the men and 41% of women with hypertension, were unaware of the condition. And moreover, 62% of the men and 52% of women living with hypertension did not get treatment. So this is the main problem. Medication was used to control blood pressure in fewer than 1 in 5 men and 1 in 4 women with hypertension worldwide. This is the study which was in latest Lancet 2021. And according to International Society of Hypertension, that is ISH, has released the ISH 2020 Global Hypertension Particle Guideline, which include the optimal and essential treatment priorities, attempt to address the issue that in risk scores poor settings. Optimal care refer to evidence-based standard of care, and whereas essential standard refer to minimum standard of care to allow specification of essential standard of care for low resource setting. According to AHA ACC, a scientific statement in 2021 offering new guidance for management of stage 1 hypertension. We know about the stages of hypertension. So stage 1 hypertension among patients with low ASCVD risk, among low risk adult with stage 1 hypertension, and stage 1 means blood pressure around 130 to 139 systolic and 80 to 89 diastolic. Management start with non-pharmacological therapy. So if blood pressure remain uncontrolled in around 3 to 6 months, consider starting pharmacological therapy. ARDS, that is acute respiratory distress syndrome, is a potentially fatal condition involving lung damage, as we seen in COVID-19 also. A recent study which appears in the Journal of American College of Cardiology report that metoprolol can reduce lung inflammation and improve respiratory function in people with COVID-19 induced ARDS. So primary drug may be metoprolol, primary drug may be telmisartan, ARBs, depend upon condition of the patient and primary syndrome or primary risk factor, primary disease of the patient. Lowering systolic blood pressure target down to the 110 to less than 130 mm Hg range substantially reduce CV adverse event in the STEP randomized trial. This is about a Chinese population study. Among some 8500 patient, 8500 patient ages 60 to 80 in China, the intensive target trimmed 26% of the composite CV risk. Finding from now a second major trial supporting a lower target would unite the guideline, which even among US professional societies range from the threshold to 130 to 150 mmHg. So with regard to prognostic value of ambulatory blood pressure monitoring, which is now still not common in India, and nighttime blood pressure, the 2018 European guideline of the management of arterial hypertension recommended that the diagnosis of hypertension should not only be dependent on office BP measurement, but also on out of office measurement, such as home blood pressure monitoring, 24-hour and nighttime BP measurement, were associated with greater risk of mortality and a composite of CV outcome. Thus, they may be considered as the most relevant measurement for estimating CV risk. For every 20 to 10 mmHg increment of BP measured at night, the risk of mortality increased by 23%. So it's important to measure BP night time, BP in office time, rest time, different time. So it can be possible with ambulatory blood pressure monitoring or HBBM, home blood pressure monitoring system. For most patients with hypertension require lifelong medical therapy. We know all to achieve optimal BP control. The 2018 European guideline equally recommended 5 classes of antihypertensive drug. Considering high non-adherence treatment, the importance of combination treatment is particularly highlighted to improve adherence to therapy and BP control. Therefore, the 2018 European guideline recommend, especially in the context of lower BP target, to start antihypertensive with an initial dual fixed dose combination of ASC1 or ARB plus CCB or diuretic. So combination of drug is important than to increase a single drug with a maximum dose. Since early July 2018, product containing valsartan has been recalled worldwide. The reason is the detection of a known carcinogen, namely NDMA. NDMA means N-nitrosodimethylamine, which can be found in candestin, losartan, olmesartan, and valsartan. And NDMA has been classified by the WHO International Agency for Research on Cancer to be carcinogenic in human. The HYGEIA study represents the largest study that tested nighttime antihypertensive treatment. In this trial, chronotherapy was associated with a significant reduction in endpoints, including death. The HYGEIA chronotherapy trial tested whether nighttime therapy in comparison to usually upon awakening hypertension therapy exert a favorable CV risk reduction. So we need to control 24-hour blood pressure. The largest study included a total of around 19,084 hypertensive patients during an average follow-up of 6.3 years. 1,752 participants experienced the primary CV outcome. So an ambulatory BP measurement was performed for 48 hours to collect data on how BP differed during sleep. RR reduction for CBA events was significantly improved for nighttime treatment when compared with awakening treatment.